In the last video, I talked about the job market gap in the cybersecurity industry in Malaysia. And after making that video, I wanted to cross-check the information I gave, which is basically, Malaysia need more than 25,000 cybersecurity experts. And then I found out that, bro, the gap is much more, the gap is basically massive than what I said basically. And that's why I want to talk about that more. So the first thing I want to talk about, which is basically how massive the gap is basically in the cybersecurity industry right now in Malaysia. So I think in 2024, the government, they had around 17,000 cybersecurity experts, and they had a target, and the target was around 26,000 by 2025. But the government missed that target basically. And now the government, they have a new target, which is basically they need 28,000, at least 28,000 cybersecurity experts by the end of 2026. And we're basically, in the second half of 2026 basically. This is the severity, and this is the gap of the cybersecurity industry in Malaysia basically. What are the areas where the gap is basically, happening in the cybersecurity industry? The first one is penetration testing. Second one is network security engineering, security analysis, GRC, governance, risk compliance. Basically, all the subsegments of cybersecurity, they need manpower in Malaysia. And then, if you are looking for a IT career and you want a guaranteed sector where you will have a job, there is a least possibility of you being unemployed, then I think you should consider cybersecurity or computer system and network related industry, I guess. That's the thing. And then I also want to talk about the salary in this industry. So the starting salary for cybersecurity related jobs in Malaysia, it starts from 7,000 Malaysian ringgit per month. Very common CS related job. Compared to them, cybersecurity related job, they are having 46% increase in their salary basically. That's a very important thing. And when you become senior, your salary is gonna be around 11k or maybe 16k, something like that, in this range. So there is a demand, there is a massive gap in the industry in this field. So this is the opportunity. The country, they're also looking for cybersecurity professionals. That's why I feel like I made a pretty good decision. I did a pretty good, research when I did the research about what subject I'm gonna choose. And based on that, I actually thought about my job market before even I started my bachelor journey in computer science. So that's why I feel like cybersecurity is a very growing industry, and this is a very great industry where there's so many opportunities in Malaysia, and there's so many things to look into, I guess. Okay, is there anything I missed I want to talk about? And this is not just an IT thing, or this is not just a simple thing that the government is looking for more manpower in the cybersecurity industry. It's just like a serious issue, because for a country you need army, like physical army, military, and now the way that the world is changing, you also need cyber army, like the people who's gonna protect your system, your information, your cyber space, the cyber infrastructure of a country. That's why you also need army. So this is basically a serious issue. That's why I feel like this is a great opportunity if you want to study computer science, if you want to pursue a career in tech. And I think this is a great time to choose cybersecurity. This is far more great time if you are coming to Malaysia, if you are planning to Malaysia, and then you are planning to do your bachelor in cybersecurity. So that's all I wanted to talk about based on the previous video where I talked about how I basically choose my subject and how I ended up choosing cybersecurity and based on what basis. So that's all for today. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye bye.